Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'll be sharing with you how to make this cheeky crochet bikini bottom. It is super cute. It comes with two side bands and it's all party at the back. And if you haven't done so already, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and like this video. Now let's get started. For this project, I'll be using a 2.5mm hook and a 3.5mm hook, some stitch markers, a measuring tape, a pair of scissors, and I'm using cascade fixation in the color teal. First off, I'll be using my 3.5mm hook to work up the foundation stitch. I'm working a size M, and size M, the first row would be approximately 7 inches or about 18 centimeters. I'll be pulling double this amount of length worth of yarn. Here I have about 14 inches or 36 centimeters of tail. I'll work a slip knot, insert my hook. I'll carry the tail around my hook from the front to the back, and I'll hold on to the bottom 2 loops and pull through 2 loops. Wrap the tail around the hook and pull through 2 loops. Now let's do that together. I'll wrap my yarn around my hook from the front to the back. I'll hold on to the bottom 2 loops and pull up a loop. We'll continue to work 42 chainless foundation stitch for the size M, and once that's done, we'll switch to our 2.5mm hook to proceed with the first row. For the first row, I'll yarn over, insert my hook through that first stitch and work 1 half double crochet. We'll continue to work half double crochet stitches along this row. Once you've completed the first row, it should be super stretchy because of the foundation stitch that we did earlier. Now for the second row, we'll proceed with single half double crochets along each stitch, and we'll do this for the next 3 rows. On the 5th row, we'll start to reduce our stitches. From here, we'll work half double crochet 2 together and another half double crochet 2 together. Next, we'll work 1 half double crochet stitch all across until the 5th last stitch. Then we'll continue to reduce by working half double crochet 2 together 2 times. We'll be repeating this row for the next 3 rows. On the next row, we'll continue to reduce by working only half double crochet 2 together 1 time, working single half double crochets all the way until the 3rd last stitch, and then we'll end the row with another half double crochet 2 together. We'll be repeating this row for another 6 more rows for size medium, or until we've reached our desired length, and I'll meet you back here once we're there. Here we finally completed our front panel, and now we'll be working on the crotch side. We should have about 12 stitches remaining, and we'll work 1 half double crochet along each stitch for 30 rows or until we've reached our desired length. For size medium, the front panel should be about 7.5 inches or 19 centimeters. I will place a stitch marker to mark the length and fold my work in half. And then from here, I'll just continue to increase stitches for each row until I've reached the last 4 rows. So now we'll just work 2 half double crochets on the first stitch. We'll work single half double crochets until the second last stitch. And then on the last stitch, we'll work 2 half double crochet stitches. Chain 1, we'll turn our work, and we'll repeat the last row for 10 more rows, or until we've reached the last 4 rows. When we fold our work, it should be just at the 5th last row of the front panel. Now we'll just continue to work single half double crochet stitches on each stitch for the next 4 rows. We've just completed our bikini bottom base. When you fold your work in half, it should be the exact same length. Now we'll be working on the side band. For size M, we'll work up 40 chains. We'll slip stitch into that first stitch of the front panel, and chain 1 to secure and bind off. We'll do that again, starting from the back panel. Insert a hook to that first stitch, drop a loop, chain 40, we'll turn our work facing the front panel, and we'll insert a hook to that first stitch and work a slip stitch. Now before we proceed further, we'd want to stretch our band as far as possible with a measuring tape and make sure that it fits the width of our hips. For size medium, it should be about 22 inches in length or 50 centimeters in length. Once that feels good, we'll work our upside down triangle pattern. Here, I'll chain 5, yarn over, insert my hook through the same stitch, I'll drop a loop, pull through 2, yarn over, skip 2, insert my hook through the next stitch, I'll drop a loop, I'll pull through 2, pull through 2, and pull through 2. This is how we'll start off the first row. We'll chain 3, yarn over, insert a hook through that same stitch, we'll drop a loop, yarn over, skip 2, insert a hook through the next stitch, drop a loop, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2. We'll do that one more time. We'll chain 3, yarn over, insert our hook through the same stitch, drop a loop, pull through 2, yarn over, skip 2, insert our hook through the next stitch, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2. We'll continue with this pattern along this row, and I'll meet you back here at the end of the round. For the last stitch before closing, we'll chain 3, yarn over, insert a hook to that same stitch, pull up a loop, and while we have 2 loops on our hook, we'll insert a hook through the first chain space and pull through 2. Next, we'll prepare our elastic band, place it between our yarn and hook. We'll chain 1 to secure and we'll work half double crochet stitches around it. So here we'll work 2 half double crochet stitches on the chain space and 1 half double crochet stitch on the next stitch, 2 half double crochet stitches on the chain space and 1 half double crochet stitch on the next stitch. Do this in a round and I'll meet you back here to close. Just before closing in the round, we'll remove our hook to tighten our elastic band. We'll just pull it slightly. You want to make sure that the rubber band is taut and not too loose. It should look something like this. And when you pull it, it should be super stretchable like this. Now we'll just snip off the excess rubber band and we'll tie 2 knots. Now make sure it's secure enough. We'll pick up our hook and we'll continue to half double crochet around it. So we'll also be working around the tail. We'll continue to half double crochet around it until the knot is completely covered. And once that's done, we'll just slip stitch into the first stitch to close. Chain 1 to secure and bind off. Now we can also snip off the excess rubber band. Now we'll turn our work to the side to work the edging of the band. From the back side, we'll insert a hook through that first row. We'll draw up a loop, chain 1, and through that chain space, we'll work 2 half double crochet stitches, and on the next stitch, we'll work 1 half double crochet, and repeat 2 half double crochet stitches in the chain space, and 1 half double crochet stitch. We'll do this along this entire row. On the last stitch, insert your hook through that first row and work a slip stitch. We'll work 2 more slip stitches on the following row and work 40 chains. Next, we'll pick up the front panel, and on the third row, we'll insert a hook on the wrong side and slip stitch. We'll work 2 more slip stitches we should be at the top of the 4th row. Chain 5, turn our work, yarn over, insert your hook through that last working stitch, pull through 2, yarn over, skip 2, insert your hook, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2. We'll continue with this upside down triangle pattern along this row. Next, to close this row, leaving 2 loops on our hook, we'll skip 1 row and pull through both loops. Now we have 2 side bands. Next, we'll pick up our rubber band and place the band between our yarn and our hook and chain 1. Now we'll work 2 half double crochet stitches on each row. Once we've reached the side band, we'll work 2 half double crochet stitches on the chain space and 1 half double crochet stitch on the next stitch. We'll continue 2 half double crochet stitches on each chain and 1 half double crochet on each stitch until the end of the band. Now we'll just remove our hook and we'll pull the rubber band to ensure that the rubber band is nice and taut. Snip off the excess rubber band and tie 2 knots. Now we'll pick up our hook and continue to half double crochet around the knot. And we'll slip stitch onto that first stitch to close. Chain 1 to secure. And finally, bind off and snip off the excess rubber band. And the final finishing to the side band will be to half double crochet along this row. So we'll turn our work to the side and insert our hook right above the chain stitch. That should be on the 3rd row from the top. We'll draw up a loop, chain 1 to secure, and we'll work 2 half double crochet stitches on each chain space, and half double crochet on the next stitch, and continue to work 2 half double crochet stitches on each chain space and half double crochet on the following stitch. Once you've reached your last stitch, slip stitch onto the following row to close, chain 1 to secure, and bind off. Now you've completed one set of the band. We'll just repeat the entire process again on the other side, and that's all to it. This is how your finished bikini bottom should look like from the front. The front and back shouldn't be much different. It actually looks like a cow face if you ask me. Thank you so much for watching, and if you like this video, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and click that bell, and I hope to see you again in my next tutorial. Bye!